All right, we're going to go ahead and take some notes on areas of regular polygons. This is going to be a video where you're already given what's called the apothem. So you will not be able to, we will not be looking at finding the apothem. We'll have it already. So it's going to be pretty simple and easy to plug into our formula. Let's go ahead and get started. Regular polygon is going to be a convex polygon that is both equilateral and equiangular. Okay, this is going to mean we're going to have congruent sides and congruent angles. And I will be going fast, so please make sure you are pausing. Circumscribed circle is going to be a circle that contains the vertices of the polygon. Remember, these are going to be the corners here. Okay, so this circle that's shaded, that's going to be your circumscribed, and notice that every single vertex touches that circle. That's going to be important when talking about the apothem here in a minute. The radius is going to be, I'm sorry, it's the radius. The radius is going to be the polygon's the radius of the polygon's circumscribed, let's just write it in and then I'll explain it, circumscribed circle. So the circle, the reason the circle is here is so that you can see, we know the definition from the center to the circle, to part of the circle, is going to be the radius. So the radius of a polygon, if you have that circumscribed, meaning circum around, scribed right, or drawn, if you have that circle drawn around it, you go from the center to that circle, it's going to wind up in a vertex of that polygon. Okay? The apothem now is going to be a segment that is drawn to the center, or sorry, from the center, and it's going to go, as you can see right here, it's going to go down. It's not only going to be perpendicular, but it's going to hit the midpoint of any side. Sorry for the small spaces. I should say midpoint, M-I-D-P-O-I-N-T. So this is what we're going to be using to help us find the area here. So in our formula here, we've got our area is going to equal little a times big P divided by 2. So what we need to see here is P is perimeter. The little a is the apothem. Okay, and the big A is area. So that's why there is a difference between the big A and little a. So let's talk real quickly about what's going on in this drawing down here. First things first, we've got square FGHJ. It is inscribed, they're not circumscribed, drawn around, but now inscribed, drawn inside of circle K. First, we're going to name the center. Well, that's going to be right here at the center, K. Now they want us to name all the radii. Well, they actually only drew in 2 different radii on this one. And that, again, is going to go from the center to the circle. Now, if you look, we have 3 different segments here coming out of the center. Only 2 of them actually hit that circle. So that's going to be the radii. So we have segment KG, and the other one from K to H. So segment KH. Then they ask us to find the apothem. The apothem is not going to, it's going to start at the center, but it's not going to go all the way to the circle. It's going to end perpendicular, making your right angle. Perpendicular, meaning, remember, meaning 90 degrees. So we have segment KL. The central angle of this polygon is is created by these radii right here. So we have angle GKH. And then the measure of the central angle, what's going to happen is we're going to end up with 4 different radii in total. So if we draw to each vertex here, okay, we're going to have 4 total radii. And I'm going to kind of dot that in so you guys can see what's happening here. That means, now look at the circle. We have 4 different arcs. And if all the way around is 360 degrees, we divide it by that number of arcs or the number of sides that the polygon has, and we're going to find out the central angle is going to be 90 degrees. All right, there's going to be a lot of pausing where I'm going to need you to pause as well and solve these problems here, okay? I'll get them set up for you, and then I want you to pause, calculate it. We are going to round each to the nearest 10. So let's go ahead and start looking at our information here. Your apothem, which we're going to need, because first let's go ahead and write our area formula is apothem times perimeter divided by 2. So we need little a and we need big P. Little a, simply given to us from the center perpendicular to a midpoint on the side. It's going to be 14.4. Your perimeter, we're going to take the number of sides and multiply it by, because it's a regular polygon, meaning all sides are, it's equilateral. All sides are going to be equal. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 sides, and we're going to multiply that by the side length, 13.9, and we're going to get 97.3. So these are the two numbers we need to plug in. So we're going to have area equals, up on top in the numerator, we have our apothem, 14.4, and we have our perimeter, 97.3, all divided by 2. I'm going to take my baby steps here. I'm going to go ahead and multiply 14.4 times 97.3. I'm going to get 1,401.12, all divided by 2. And here at this point, we divide that by 2, and we're going to get 700.6, rounded to the nearest tenth. Okay? So I encourage you to go ahead and try the other ones on your own. I know I watch students in class doing that. Okay? I encourage you following this exact thing and doing the other ones and then seeing what we got. On number 3, we're going to be given our apothem, 16.5. Our perimeter, we're going to take our number of sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Multiply it by our side length, because we have 9 sides that are 12, and we're going to get 108. In our formula, I'm going to go ahead and skip writing the formula down. We're going to have our apothem, 16.5, times our perimeter, 108, all divided by 2. So whether you take the baby steps or not, go ahead and pause it. I'm going to have the multiplication in the numerator pop up here, as well as the answers. Go ahead and pause it now, please, and figure out your answer. All right, and this is what we should have gotten. Whether you took the baby step of multiplying first, then divide, or whether you just did it all at once, we should have got 891. I'm going to be pausing for the next 3 as well, so make sure that you are ready to pause once we have it all set up. All right, next, again, we need our apothem given to us right here. It's a perpendicular one. Doesn't matter if this one's solid. That's the radius. Here's our apothem. It's going to be 5 square root of 3, which we'll plug into the calculator. And then our perimeter, well, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides times our side length of 10. Our perimeter is 60. So with our area, we're going to set up our apothem, 5 square root of 3 times 60 divided by 2. I also want to remind you that you can actually divide one of these by 2 to get rid of the 2, and then you just have to multiply the new numbers as well. So if you want to cancel this out and get 30, okay, I'm going to show you that way real quick. Then all you have is you multiply 5 square root of 3 now times 30. The 2 is gone. We've already divided one of them. You have this choice as well. Okay? I'll just go ahead and just continue through and give you guys this one. Round to the nearest tenth, we're going to have 259.8. Again, pause is needed. Next, with our little rubber ducky here, our apothem, again, where that 90-degree angle is perpendicular to the side, we're going to have 7.5. Perimeter, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides, times the side length of 10.9, and we're going to come up with 54.5. Please pause it and, set it up on your own, okay? If we did, then you can check your work here. We have apothem times our perimeter of 54.5 divided by 2. Now I do want you to pause it, take your baby steps, or just solve it all together. See that you got the right thing. Please pause it now. Solved, we should have come up with 204.4. Last one. We're going to go ahead and here, our apothem, again, perpendicular with the side, 15. Perimeter, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. We're going to multiply it by the side length of, sorry, I put 15 right up here. Sorry about that, guys. Your apothem 7.5. Let's go ahead and make that change real quick. Our side length is 15. So apothem went directly to it. So our side length is going to end, our perimeter is going to end up being 60. So filling in our Formula, apothem 7.5 times perimeter 60, all divided by 2. Please pause it and solve it now. Once we've resumed, we see our answer, 225. And that is the end of area 4. That's all we got to do when we're given the apothem.